Good morning, children. Stay safely at home. So I have discussed already till the CS circuit. Now today I will discuss the LCR series circuit. LCR means what? L means inductor. So there is an inductor, then one capacitor, and then one resistance connected in series with the alternating current source. And let us consider the EMF of the alternating current source is given by E0 sin omega t. And if you consider that VL be the potential drop across the inductor, VC be the potential drop across the capacitor, and VR be the potential drop across the resistance, then you know VR is equal to I into R, current into resistance. Then VL is I into XL, because XL is known as the inductive reactance, means the resistance offered by inductor, and XL is omega L, so it is I omega L, and VC is equal to I XC, and it is I into 1 by omega C, and omega is equal to 2 pi FL. Alright. So first of all, if you want to draw the phasor diagram, then how you can draw the phasor diagram? Suppose we are considering this is the reference line along which the current vector is acting. So as we know, VL and VR, it is in phase with I. So VR will be along the same line, that of I. Then you know VL, it leads I by an angle pi by 2. So VL will be along this direction. Then VC, it lags behind I by an angle pi by 2. So if you consider, then VC is in this direction. Alright. Now what will be E then? E will be resultant of these three vectors. So how to get the resultant of these three vectors? First of all, VL and VC, they are acting in the same direction. They are acting in the opposite direction along the same line. So you see, I am just doing by my hand. You can do it by the scale. So if you consider this is VC, from this point I have measured how much is VC. So you see this portion, this part, it is VL minus VC from here till here. Okay, this is VL minus VC and this is VR. So if you complete the, let me use the scale as I am having it already. So if you complete the parallelogram, it will be a rectangle here, and draw the diagonal, then you see this will be E. Alright, I hope you have understood. VR is in phase with I, so VR will be along the same line as that of I. VL leads I by an angle pi by 2, so VL will be up. VC lags behind I by an angle pi by 2. So what I have done, VC I have subtracted from this end. So you see this portion, it represents VL minus VC, this is VR. So complete the rectangle, join the diagonal, that will be E. Okay, and let us consider this is the phase difference between EMF and I. So here in this case you see E leads I by an angle phi. So in this case what you can write, E square is equal to VL minus VC whole square plus VR square. Look at the diagram. Now VL is IXL, VC is IXC. So you can take I square common and outside. So it will be omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square, and it will be I square R square. So you see I, you can write E divided by under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square. This is the expression for the current in an LCR circuit. Alright. Then next information is that E leads I by an angle phi. Alright. And how you can get phi? Tan phi, just look at the diagram, tan phi is equal to VL minus VC by VR. So VL minus VC, you can write I omega L minus 1 upon omega C, I cancel. So you are getting omega L minus 1 upon omega C by R. Alright. So tan phi is given by omega L minus 1 upon omega C by R. Is that clear? So this is the discussion, or these are the important points related with the LCR series circuits. Alright, remember that current is given by E divided by under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square. And what is the E leads psi by an angle phi, whereas tan phi is omega L minus 1 upon omega C by R. Then the next point is, you see, I'll rub the board, that I is equal to E by Z. We know Z is the impedance. So Z is how much here? Under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square. So you see, what are you getting? That impedance is given by under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square. So you see, when omega L equal to 1 upon omega C, alright, then Z becomes minimum. Alright. Because you see, this is a square quantity, and you know any perfect square may have either 0 value or some positive value. So when omega L equal to 1 upon omega C, what is this value? 0. So you see what is happening that time, Z becomes minimum. And what is the minimum value of Z? It is equal to R. Means when omega L equal to 1 upon omega C, then it becomes purely resistive circuit. Alright. So this is a very important point. You must learn and remember it. Z becomes minimum, therefore I becomes maximum. Current become maximum. And what is the maximum value of the current? E by Z means E by R. Okay, this is the point you have to remember. And this case is known as electrical resonance. That's why this condition is very, very important. When we can say our electrical circuit is in resonance, okay, just try to remember actual condition of resonance in sound. What happens in that? Amplitude becomes maximum and sound become louder. Now in this case of electrical resonance, what happened? Current in the circuit become maximum. Current in the circuit, when it will become maximum? When impedance is minimum, because impedance is the resistance offered by the combination. Alright. So here this is that's why it is very, very important. So when electrical resonance takes place, third time I am saying, as it is important, electrical resonance takes place when current in the LCR series circuit becomes maximum, and it happens when Z is minimum, and when Z becomes minimum, omega L equal to 1 upon omega C. So what is the condition for resonance? That you have to remember. What is the condition for resonance? That XL equal to XC means omega L equal to 1 upon omega C. This is one condition. Now you can write this way also. Omega is 2 pi FL. Again omega is 2 pi F. So it will be 2 pi FC. So you can get 4 pi square F square LC equal to 1. So you see from here you are getting F is equal to 1 by 2 pi under root LC. Alright. So what is the condition for resonance? You can write omega equal to 1 upon omega C. This is the condition for resonance. And what will be the frequency then? Frequency will be 1 by 2 pi under root LC. This frequency is known as resonating frequency. Alright, so what is the value of what is the expression for the resonating frequency? Resonating frequency is given by 1 by 2 pi under root LC. Alright, so these are the important points. You must remember this page, this one, whatever I have written on the whiteboard, each and every point very, very important. So please do learn it, practice it and remember it. Now during the resonance, another thing is happening. You see omega L equal to 1 upon omega C. So tan phi, you know how much? omega L minus 1 upon omega C by R. So as these two are equal, it is becoming 0. So tan phi 0 means what? Phi is equal to 0 means what? Just remember try to recall the phasor diagram. What was the phase relation, phase angle between E and I? It was phi. Phi 0. What does it mean? That E and I are in same phase. Another important point is that VL and VC are equal and in opposite phase. And in opposite phase, so they cancel their effect each other. Alright, this is the point you have to remember. They are equal, VN and VC, when resonance taking place. And they are in opposite phase already. We have drawn the diagram, phasor diagram. You have seen that what is the phase difference between VL and VC? 180 degree. It means they are in opposite phase. So they are equal in magnitude but opposite in phase. So they cancel their effect each other. Alright. So you remember E and I, therefore E equal to VR and in phase with I. Alright, so this is another important condition related with the electrical resonance. You are supposed to learn and remember. Next is power in an AC circuit. So in this case, we will consider first the general case and then we will from the general case, the special cases we will consider. Alright. So suppose in an AC circuit, EMF, instantaneous EMF is given by at any instant of time E is equal to E0 sin omega t, whereas current is given by I0 sin omega t minus phi, where phi is the phase difference between E and I. You know that depending on the component you are using, the value of phi and the sign of phi, it will change. Alright, you may not have always omega t minus phi, it may be omega t plus phi also. Alright, so let us consider in general the instantaneous EMF is given by this. Then you see what will be the instantaneous current. It will be E into I. So you can write E0 I0 then sin omega t into sin omega t minus phi. Now you see sin omega t minus phi, again you can break it. If you break it, you will have sin omega t cos phi minus cos omega t sin phi. So you are getting E0 I0 sin square omega t cos phi then minus E0 I0 then sin phi sin omega t cos omega t. Alright, now you see you can write this way E0 I0 cos phi and then sin square omega t. I am writing it separately and then you can write it E0 I0 sin phi. This one you can write sin 2 omega t divided by 2. Just you see, if I multiply and divide it by 2, then what will happen? 2 sin omega t cos omega t. 2 sin omega t cos omega t is sin 2 omega t and then divided by 2. Alright, so sin omega t cos omega t, one can write it as sin 2 omega t by 2. Is that clear? Now, what will be the average power then? Average power means you have to integrate it over the full cycle, means you will get integration 0 to t E0 I0 cos phi sin square omega t dt divided by integration 0 to d dt minus, here you can write E0 I0 sin phi, you can take it outside the integration. Here also I could have taken this one outside the integration and 2 also you can take outside the integration. It will be integration 0 to t sin 2 omega t dt divided by integration 0 to t dt. Alright, now next is you see here, as bio students are not having this one maths, that's why this means elaborate steps you do not need. You can apply the concept directly. Now here integration 0 to t sin square omega t dt divided by integration 0 to t dt is equal to half. Alright, and integration 0 to t sin to omega t dt by integration 0 to dt is equal to 0. Alright, means this e0 I0 cos phi you can take outside the integration. Then if you consider the entire integration part, what it will come? It will come half. And for this part it will be 0. So directly one can write average power, I forgot to give the symbol, is given by E0 I0 cos phi into half. Okay, so you see one can write like this, E0 by root 2 into I0 by root 2 cos phi. Why? Because root 2 into root 2 is 2. Now why I have written like this? Because you know E0 by root 2 is nothing but EV or ERMS, and I0 by root 2 is IV. So you see average power of an alternating current circuit, it is given by either this formula EV IV cos phi. What does EV represent? RMS value of the EMF, IV RMS value of the current into cos phi. Alright, or you can write it in terms of peak value also. In terms of peak value, this is the relation, that E0 I0 cos phi by 2. Alright, now here this cos phi, it is known as power factor. Alright, you have to remember it, cos phi, not phi. Phi is the phase difference between E and I, but cos phi is known as the power factor. Alright, now depending on the different component you are using in the alternating current circuit, the power factor will change, and then the average power dissipated in the circuit will also change. So we will do that now. Now if you consider only our circuit, means only resistance is connected in the circuit, then what is our previous knowledge or concept you have got? That EMF and current, they are in same phase. So if they are in same phase, means phi is equal to 0. So what will be cos phi? Power factor, the power factor is 1. So you see what will be the average power? Average power, either you can write E0 I0 by 2, or you can write EV into IV. Okay, you have to remember this. What is the average power dissipated for only our circuit? For alternating current, it will be E0 I0 by 2 or EV into IV. Then second one is only L circuit. Now in case of only L circuit, you know that phi is equal to pi by 2. I hope you can remember that in case of only L circuit, E leads I by pi by 2. What is the meaning? That phi is equal to pi by 2. So you see, what is the value of the power factor? 0. So what is the average power dissipated for only L circuit? This is 0. So as the average power dissipated for only L circuit, it is 0. So the current in only L circuit is known as wattless current. Wattless means what? WATT. What correspond to what? Power. So wattless current means the current is passing, but the average power dissipated in the circuit is 0. So the corresponding current is known as the wattless current. Then next is coming. Next is only C circuit. You know, for only C circuit, E lags behind I by pi by 2. Alright, so you see what is the value of phi? Minus pi by 2. So what will be cos phi? Then cos phi is also 0. Alright, so what is the average power dissipated for C circuit? That is 0. Now next one is coming, you know, LR circuit, CR circuit, LCR circuit. So before coming to LR, CR and LCR circuit, we have to know about impedance triangle. Alright, because by using the concept of the impedance triangle, one can find out the power factor easily when more than one component is present in a alternating circuit. Alright, so what is impedance triangle? Impedance triangle is a right angled triangle. Okay, it is a right angle triangle, remember, where the base is representing the resistance in the circuit and the perpendicular it gives the reactance of the circuit, and the hypotenuse it represent the impedance of the circuit. So this this angle it gives you the phase difference between EMF and the current. So this is the implication of a impedance triangle. So I repeat, what is an impedance triangle? Impedance triangle is a right angle triangle whose base represent the resistance present in the AC circuit, whose perpendicular represent the reactance present in the circuit, and the hypotenuse it represent the impedance of the alternating current circuit, whereas the base angle it represent the phase angle between E and I. Alright, very simple, very easy to understand. Now we will apply this concept for LR circuit. Alright, so for LR circuit, if I draw the impedance triangle, then what it will be? You know that for LR circuit resistance is R, and what is the reactance? Reactance XL is omega L, and what is the impedance Z? Z is equal to, just look at the Pythagoras theorem. If you apply, then what is the impedance coming? R square plus omega square whole square, and this is phi. So you see, look at the diagram. If you want to find out the power factor, then easily you can find out what is the power factor. Cos phi. Cos phi is what? Base upon hypotenuse. So you see, cos phi is equal to R by Z, and Z is how much? Under root R square plus omega square L square. And what will be the average power dissipated? It will be EV/IV cos phi. Alright, so you must remember it. You can write it as EV/IV cos phi. Is that clear? Now another average power, or sometimes we can write like, okay, leave it. Just remember what is cos phi and what is the average power. Then when you have to solve the numericals, then I will give you the hints and tricks how to do it. Then next one. Now you see, for CS circuit, how to do that? CS circuit, you know what is the reactance? XC is 1 upon omega C. Base is resistance, and how much is Z? It is R square plus 1 upon omega square C square. So you see, what will be cos phi? This is phi. So what will be cos phi? Cos phi is again R by Z. Alright, I am not writing substituting Z because it is already written in the diagram. Okay. So you will substitute Z. And what will be the average power? It will be EV/IV cos phi. Now the last case is the LCS circuit. Now for LCS circuit, you know what is the reactance. For LCS circuit, reactance is XL minus XC. I hope you can remember. Why minus? Why this minus sign is coming? Because VL it leads I by an angle pi by 2. VC it lags I by an angle pi by 2. That's why this negative sign is coming. Negative sign indicates that VL and VC, they are in opposite phase. So you see, if it is XL minus XC, this is the resultant reactance. This is R. So what will be Z? Z will be R square plus XL minus XC. XL is how much? 1 upon omega L, 1 upon omega C whole square. So in this case, you see, what will be cos phi? Cos phi equal to R by Z. Is that clear? And what will be the P average? EV/IV. P average is given by EV/IV cos phi. Okay, but there is an important point here. Now, what is the important point that you have to remember here? For LCS circuit, we know what happens at resonance. At resonance, you know Z is equal to R. Alright, so you see what is happening. Cos phi is becoming R by Z equal to R by R equal to 1. Is that clear? So you see, this average power, it becomes maximum. Alright, because you know that cosine, it has the maximum value 1. So when you are considering the average power EV IV cos phi, so when the average power, it will be maximum when cos phi is 1. So you see the average power dissipated or power consumed by the circuit, it becomes maximum and it is equal to EV into IV. Alright, you must remember it. Again, EV into IV, you can write like this also. You know that IV is equal to EV by Z. So you can write it is EV square by R. Alright, because Z is equal to R. So these are the expressions that you have to utilize while solving the numericals. That at resonance for LCR series circuit, average power dissipated, it becomes maximum. And what is the maximum value? Either you can find out EV/IV or you can write it down that IV is equal to EV by Z and it is R. So you can write it as EV square by R. Or you see, you can write it EV is equal to IV into R. So you can write IV square R also. So these are the values. It is very simple, very easy to understand. You know that when at resonance, the circuit become purely resistives. And for a purely resistive circuit, what is the power, electric power? I hope you can remember. The electric power dissipated, either you can write E square by R or I square R. So we are getting the same thing. But remember here when we are using I, as it is an alternating current circuit, it should be the RMS value. So IV square R or you can write EV square by R. These are the tick I have given just to indicate that these are the formulae you can utilize to solve the numericals. So that's all regarding the power of an alternating current circuit. That's all for today. Thank you girls. But today whatever I have discussed, each and every point and topic important. So please go through it thoroughly and you practice it, learn it, remember it. Thank you girls.